Good morning. I have my Attitude of Gratitude t-shirt on today. And I am grateful for the message that I've been getting. The title that I've selected is Patriarchy and Matriarchy Must Merge Now. By the time I came to the computer today, I had been pondering and meditating for nearly 2 hours. As the minutes rolled by, I became increasingly convinced that the most powerful thing happening on Earth right now is the merging of the patriarchy and the matriarchy, or shared rule. We all see the damage done to the planet and her children caused by the separation, isolation, and domination of masculine energy, the patriarchy. If allowed to continue, we would destroy our host planet. We don't remember the matriarchy as well since it is in the more distant past. However, my sense is that consciousness was not very well developed in that era when men and women operated only from Earth-based awareness. The message came to me that it is now time for Father Sky and Mother Earth to come together powerfully. This reunion will change the world, co-creating the heaven on earth for which our hearts and souls long. This is our calling, our mission, our destiny. To bring the strengths of the masculine together with the strengths of the feminine. No more competition or domination. Cooperation is the key to our future. Love is the answer to the questions that haunt us. The only answer. Indeed, as I woke up a little after 2 a.m., darn it, I tried to get back to sleep, but the conversation that I had with my friend last night on the phone before I went to bed was playing over and over again in my mind as she and I co-created together the visualization and the feeling of encompassing our homes and our cars and our being and our family and even the entire world in a ball, if you will, of light, a very intense light. And when I was trying to create on my own, without her suggestions and cooperation and co-creation with me, I was trying to protect my home from those that would cause me damage, and to protect my being from those that would cause me damage. And she said, no, as long as you put the negative element in there, you're going to create the negative element. And she put her thinking cap on and suggested what I just said, a ball of light surrounding our homes, not trying to keep anybody out, just raising the frequency, raising the vibration of what we have and what the world will have to deal with as we move into the higher vibratory energies. And as she was sharing, I got the impression of the merging of Father Sky with Mother Earth. In fact, I mentioned that to her in the conversation. That's indeed that's the word picture that I was given of what is happening. And I've pondered and meditated on that this morning, thinking about patriarchy where men are in charge and matriarchies where women are in charge. I'm thinking of relationships that I've noticed where one or the other is in charge. And it's not necessarily a pretty picture. It's certainly not a balanced picture of what is possible. That is, to co-equally share your lives with each other, especially emphasizing the power. I don't want to partner with a weak woman. And I wouldn't want a woman that only wants to partner with a weak man. To me, partnering involves bringing out the strengths in each other, believing in the other person. We talked last night, and I mentioned Dr. Mary. Dr. Mary was my non-judgmental mom, as many of you that have listened for a while have heard me say. She was a woman, a little woman, 4'11" 3/4, and don't forget the 3/4. She was a powerful little woman. But what she gave to me was she believed in me. And as I shared that with my friend, she said, I had a man in my life, just like that believed in me. He's been gone for a while, as Dr. Mary has been gone for a while from the physical realm. But it's so important to have someone that believes in you. Someone that points out your strength when you forget because you're feeling weak. And this is what relationships at all levels are about. I'm not talking about sexual relationships here, although they are certainly included. But it's not only that. It's relationships with each other. It's friendships. It's parent-child relationships. It's aunt and uncle and cousin, and it's relationships at all levels. It's business relationships. It's working together. It's being with each other and sharing with an honest heart and an open mind. Being vulnerable, which is strength, and being strong, which can be weakness if not balanced with the vulnerability issue. We must, and by vulnerability, I don't mean subservience to someone. I don't mean laying down and being a doormat. That's not what vulnerability is. Vulnerability is the willingness to tell the truth. It's the willingness to share your fears, to share your hopes, to share your dreams, to share your hurts, to share your life truthfully with others. And as I pondered this Father Sky, Mother Earth thing, my mind was drawn to the extraterrestrial presence that's very real on our planet. That's the Father Sky element, if you will. That's the other part of us that has been involved with humanity for a long time, but most of humanity has not been aware. Most of humanity still is not aware. But it's real nevertheless. And what we're co-creating together as we merge our hearts, consciously choosing to visualize this light encompassing that which is our home. And by home, I mean the place where we live. I mean the body that we live in. I mean the planet that we live on. The countries, the cities, the towns. These are all our home. Not any of that is permanent. And yet all of it is real experience, real choice. Am I going to remain separate, or am I going to open my heart, and be willing to love? And this is the question that we are all asking ourselves, whether consciously or unconsciously. We're all asking, am I willing to love? Am I willing to risk actually loving? That brings to mind, let's see, where did I see that just recently? Doop, 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 doop. Let's see, I put it in my thought for the weekend yesterday. And it's a quote by Paulo Coelho. It's Paulhocoelho. However you say that, I don't know. It's not my language. But he said, everything tells me that I am about to make a wrong decision, but mistakes is just a part of life. He's obviously, English isn't his language, because that's not how you would say it in English. But anyway, he asks, what does the world want of me? Does it want me to take no risks? To go back where I came from because I didn't have the courage to say yes to life? Oh, wow, what a good question. We had the courage, because we're here, to say yes to life. We had the courage to take on the amnesia that is the natural part of the human experience. It has been for eons, where we have experienced separation in a physical world, where things do not seem connected to one another, where everything seems isolated, where fear is the natural byproduct of feeling alone and of feeling alien, because we came from a world where everything was interconnected, and we knew it. We knew it. But we came into a world where it didn't appear that way. That's the illusion. But now we're waking up. We're waking up. And the masculine dominant energies of caveman mentality of beating your woman over the head and pulling her by the hair into your cave. That ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna fly. And we don't want that. We don't want the men to dominate the women, nor do we want the women to dominate the men. We want a partnership, a shared rulership of the women and the men, of the sky beings and the earth dwellers. We want a merging of the best of the masculine and the best of the feminine, so that each, men and women, are honored in his or her own right, for being, for having the courage to say yes to life, for having the courage to face the loneliness and the hardships and the suffering, for having the courage to come into this planet and lay aside your gifts and your abilities and your knowing, to see if you could remember again when the odds were against you. This was our challenge, and we, as a human family, have succeeded. We have succeeded in raising our vibration, in increasing our awareness to recognize that we are more than just a body, that we are more than just a man or a woman, that we are more than just a mortal creature. We have recognized our immortality that has been cloaked in mortality. We've recognized this, and we've experienced it. And now we're coming home, where we merge the Father Sky and the Mother Earth, the masculine and the feminine, and together we co-create a new world. Heaven on earth. Is this not what our souls have longed for throughout our life? To be loved, to love, to be seen and to see, to know and to be known as we are, and we are love. Thank you for listening. Thank you for letting me share my heart with yours. Namaste.